Hi, David Erdos back with, as I said, controlling a new batch. A little piece of housekeeping. I was so hot yesterday when I wrote the previous piece that I actually missaid a word near the end of the poem. The phrase should be heard as centigrade, as census. That's in the previous poem. This one is about the state of political confusion, including my own. Chemistry. So detached have I been, I couldn't remember who Kemi Badenoch was yesterday when lunching with Simon. This saw my own ignorance swelter under the strain-training sun. Senses stung. Wearied by weather, I could no longer discern the connection between past reflection and where the current need to erase had begun. After this heat, which seemed to convey its own judgment, the sky scrutiny found me so very far from the places to which previously I had clung. No one could see where we are without desperately seeking shadow, only to find, of course, that those shadows contain both washing and wound. We're all hung, if not out to dry, as suddenly it gets cooler, then on the breaking branch of our choosing, our flesh and hearts bruising at the sudden shock of our fall. As the Tory party has crashed, with few at the gate to admit them as a viable choice, and Labour careens once more shattered, as if throwing boulders at an already brittle glass wall. Not even Conservatism survives, despite a trend-tested leader. In the wake of reform's shallow blowjob, sucking so many in to appease, for just as Mussolini's men sorted trains, so do Farage's friends slap and tickle. They lick the land which feels wounded by all of those bleeding in, while ripping straight through all the stomach can hold, and its lining. Once your vote was a right, I remember. All it will amount to now is a sin. We vote for who we hate least, or for a change in the climate. But the weather, I feel, is a weapon aimed directly at us, a blow back, if not from some god, then from whichever force which first formed us. As the Tories fight to find definition, what will Labour do? Ask Barack? But look at what he had to face, and then did not do or deliver. As Starmer swelters, his in-house heatwave informs the level of trouble we're in, as we no longer have proper leaders. Only knee-jerk reactions. As each goose-step grows, we conform to the illusions we cast from each monologue madman. From Trump to Nigel, whose initials, of course, are NF. Those of my age will recall what that stood for. A national front whose short shadow belied substance for shock, stealing breath. The left have lost who they are, as they attempt to chase faces. The so-called former right of this country is less raven, more pigeon, shitting on us from the side. And who is there with a rag, dry or damp, to dab at us? Mind-numb fools at our doorstep, mistaking racism as the reason for immigration control. That divide is what the former chosen brethren now face, as people can no longer tell a Zionist from what's Jewish. We no longer know what we did or care really, as long as there are country pubs and no strikes. But this is not the way of the world. I sat in a lovely country pub with Simon, and while I could not summon Kemi, for that moment my mind had been spiked by the inability, yes, to fully comprehend what has happened. Why write another poem on progress which seems to ride Dali's bike? The one with melted wheels and warmed cheese, which stays forever trapped in its village. Just like Pat McGowan, whose Prisoner TV series has always been prophecy. We will walk the same streets each day, but with every step they get shorter. As Andy Burnham mucks up Manchester in the race to prick Whittington, London, the gold he is seeking is now chemically charged devil's fee. For there is no deal to be done which doesn't entail some form of possession. Whether it's Yahweh or Pazuzu, Mammon, Maitreya, or where is he now? Jesus Christ. We need something else, such as this sudden change in the weather. Just over a week ago, it hailed, rained, and sunshined. The sky is either confused or it's livid. And we are the reason. Your vote becomes treason to an already surrendered state. So be careful. The ruin of reform will deform you. They seek to suck your soul. It's a heist. David Erdos, the 31st of May, 2026.